Hi guys, Darren from MRT here. This week's video is going to be running trains on advanced schedules. It's going to be a two-part series, but most of all we're going to have some more fun running some of my trains. So let's get started. If you're a first-time viewer, make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell icon to be notified of my upcoming videos, and make sure you like and share. Also follow us on Facebook, and please have a look at my new website, www.modelrailroadtechniques.com. Okay, first of all, what we're going to look at in this video is running one of my what I call shunted freight services, which is going to go from Blair Yard track number 4, out of the yard, through staging, and then end up in Barham track number 1. So as I sort of touched on in the last videos, I use a lot of extended accessories to start my schedules and the like. And also, I've also touched on previously, I use individual car groups to dictate what schedule goes where. So how do I do that? So I'll just show you just briefly how I select a truck to come out. So first of all, I've got this selected truck. So I want to send a schedule to Barham. So I literally just toggle through and it comes up Barham. So with that, I go to this freight engine section here, and I click select freight engine. With that, you'll see out of the virtual yard comes Barham truck number 1, and then the turntable starts to move, and you'll see in the bottom left hand corner the turntable start to move in the video. So with that, the schedule on the G45 here has started up, and it's going to come from this turntable track onto the turntable and then swing itself around and come out backwards onto this TT or turntable out backwards track. As you can see, the turntable is now turning again, and the train will back itself out. Okay, as you can see, it's backed itself onto that little track there, the turntable out backwards. Now you'll see this little icon here flashing. What that actually means is it's all this part here is all automatic at that point in time. But when it comes back out and backs out there, this little flashing icon, which is a common thread all the way through my layout, this dictates that this train now needs to be reversed and backed out and into this waiting rake of trucks over here. So this B1 rake of trucks here, just to recap. Now, I'll have one wagon within TrainController that may represent a whole train. I run, as I've previously mentioned, a car card and way build system. So what I actually do is, so your operator they'll gather all their car cards up, and whatever physical wagons on the actual yard itself compiles your train. You'll grab all those, and this is just how I represent it in TrainController. So at this point in time, you're under a manual schedule that you'll drive back with the hand controller back from the turntable track, underneath the bridge there, past the signal box, backing it onto the waiting rake on Blair Yard track number 4. Just out of interest, that whistle blast that went off before, that's actually an automatic whistle blast. You put what you call action markers within a block. So to give a distance, you can do all sorts of action, whistles, flashing lights and the like. I just chose to do a whistle because it sounds good. At this point, you've got your train ready to go. So we're going to go to Barham 1. So click the outgoing arrow, which has just been clicked. You'll see a little green flagman light up to indicate that the schedule's all ready to go and the train should start going. You'll see a little pink line which indicates the route has been set for that given train on the outbound schedule. You can see the train has now done its loop via lower Beltoma staging, which is the group of yard tracks at the top there. Now what it does, it comes around the reverse loop there and comes back via Pioneer Station to head off to Barham. So at this point in time, the train has looped around the back of the turntable and the roundhouse there. At this point, it's going through Lower Mitcham Station on its route out to Barham. Now Barham number 1 coming in over the bridge there, coming on to Barham track number 4. At this time you can see the G45 is in BS4, goes through the reverse loop and comes out on BS1 for uncoupling. I'll show you how to do that shortly. So what the train's doing here, it's coming up to its crawl speed. At the end of its stop, what I'm calling the stopping block. So you'll see the two little white posts there, they're infrared detectors. So what that actually does, it'll get a very, very accurate stopping distance over that little grey disc in the roadbed. That's a Rapido uncoupling magnet. Okay, at this point in time, what we're going to do, we'll go over to the Barham local panel. The Barham 1, which is the variable that was set up within that block, is in BS1, which is that the stopping block. Now you can see there, that's the little flagman which refers to, which I spoke about in our last video, that indicates that that's occupied by that train. Now you'll see these little icons here, so I'll explain what they actually are. So once we sort of click this one, it'll go green. So what that'll actually do, it'll set the train off on its little, what I call the KD dance. So what it'll do, it'll move the train about 1 centimetre backwards over that magnet, which will take the slack up off the KD coupler, and then it'll just creep forward probably 3 or 4 centimetres, uncoupling the train. Okay, that's the end of part 1 regarding running the schedule up to Barham, how it interacts with TrainController. In part 2, what we'll look at doing is running the return schedule back through to Belair Yard and how that interacts with TrainController. So thanks for watching. If you got any comments, please comment below. Please go to my new website, www.modelrailroadtechniques.com. Like us on Facebook, make sure you subscribe and share, and click that little bell icon to be notified of my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.